Mira lived in a loud city where the days never slowed down. Her phone always buzzed. Her inbox never ended. Even on Saturdays, work sat in her mind like a heavy stone. Every weekend, Mira drove to the countryside to see her old mother. The house was small and warm. The air smelled like trees. When Mira was little, her mother used to take her hand and walk her through those same woods. They would stop and her mother would say, "Look at this one, Mira. Really look." And young Mira would hold a leaf up to the sun and see light shine through it like stained glass. Back then, Mira knew how to be still, but she had forgotten. One weekend, Mira visited her mother like many times before. In the middle of their conversation, she smiled and said,
"I found something deep in the woods. I walked under the tall pines. I saw leaves on the ground. I picked one up. I just looked at it. I really looked. And for a moment, everything got quiet."
Mira tried to nod, but her chest felt tight. "Mom, I don't have time for that," she said. "I have meetings, deadlines. I can't fall behind." Her mother didn't argue. She only looked at Mira with soft eyes, like she was trying to reach her without pushing. A few weekends later, they sat at the kitchen table with tea. Her mother spoke slowly.
"You know, life isn't about how much you do. It's about how much you feel, how present you are. The city makes you think you have to keep running, but the finish line keeps moving, doesn't it?"
Mira stared into her cup. She wanted to say yes. She wanted to say she was tired, but her phone buzzed, and she reached for it instead. Her mother's face fell, just a little. Weeks passed, then months. Mira kept coming. She kept hurrying. Her mother kept getting smaller, like a candle burning down. One weekend, her mother coughed and couldn't stop. Her hands shook when she made tea. Mira said, "We'll go to the doctor tomorrow." But tomorrow came too late. Her mother got sick, then sicker, then quiet. The funeral was cold. People spoke in low voices. Mira stood there, stiff and empty, like her tears were stuck behind a wall. Afterward, Mira returned to the house alone. She opened drawers, folded blankets, tried to be strong. Then she found a diary under a stack of old letters. Her mother's handwriting was slow but clear. It said,
"Mira is always rushing. Her eyes are far away. Even when she's here, I try to tell her about peace, but the city noise lives inside her now. I wish I could put my hands on her shoulders and give her the quiet I found."
Then Mira read more.
"My way of meditating is simple. Walk into nature. Pick up one leaf. Hold it like it is a treasure. Look at it closely. See the lines, the color, the tiny shape. When thoughts come, let them come. Do not fight them. Then return to the small miracle in your hand. This is real meditation. This is how life becomes full again." I remember when Mira was small. She understood then. She would hold leaves up to the light and smile like she discovered gold. I wish I could bring that little girl back to her.
Mira's throat burned. Her eyes filled fast. She pressed the diary to her chest and finally sobbed. Not small tears, deep ones, the kind that shake your whole body. "She was trying," Mira whispered. "She was trying to give me something." The next morning, Mira went outside. The sky was pale, the grass was wet. She walked toward the woods behind the house, slow at first, like she didn't know how to be a person without rushing. A breeze moved through the trees. Mira bent down and picked up a leaf. It was plain and brown, with tiny veins like little rivers. She held it carefully. She looked at it. Really looked. Her mind tried to pull her back. Emails, numbers, fear. She let the thoughts come. Then she returned to the leaf, again and again. Her shoulders dropped. Her breathing softened. The world didn't need her to run. The leaf didn't ask her to be perfect. It only asked her to see it. A deep peace spread in her chest, warm and quiet. The wind brushed her cheek, and for a second, Mira felt she could hear her mother's voice in it. Gentle, proud, and close.
See? This is what I meant.